There are decisions we make in life that are time consuming, stressful, and to be honest, devastating if we don't take our time to do our own research. From choosing a lifetime career to the person you plan to spend the rest of your life with. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, buying a home. As always, welcome to Your Money. Our goal is to educate our followers on how to get, grow, and keep their money. And in this video, I will show you the options you have when buying a home and key items you have to look at to make this process less time consuming and a success. Without further ado, let's get it. Before I go any further and dissect your financial options when buying a home, I have to shove a red pill down your throat. And this is why I say it. Boys and girls, please remember that your bank or broker, right? They are a business or employed by a business. And a business is in existence to make money. So their goal, while they're finding a loan for your prospective purchase, their goal is to be as profitable on their end as possible. So please educate yourself on what are the options you have when buying a home. And of course, you're starting today by, watching this video where I'm going to give you key information for you to make that best decision. Always feel free to get a second opinion and look at, different entities, different, banks to see who gives you the best opportunity. Keep your eyes open and make sure that before you make the decision of going with a particular bank or brokerage firm, that you already did all the back-end research to make sure that that deal is what works for you. With that said, let's get into the options you have in regards to loans, mortgages, when purchasing a home, and what fits particular individuals best. For the most part, when buying a home, you have three routes: a conventional loan, an FHA loan, and a VA loan. Of course, we can look into other options within this triangle, and you will find jumbo loans, fixed rate loans, adjustable rate loans, USDA loans, and more. So what is a conventional loan? Well, to give you an overview, a general overview, basically this is a mortgage that is not backed by the federal government and therefore a bit more difficult to qualify for. They also required a higher credit score, larger down payment, and are not as lenient when it comes to things like debt to income ratios. Depending on your circumstances, this may be the best or less expensive option for you. Some things that you have to consider is what exactly are you going to do with the property? Is it going to be a homestead, meaning you're going to live in the property? Are you going to rent it? Because if you want to rent the property, then conventional is going to have to be the route. Now I can dig even deeper and get into the shenanigans that takes place behind the curtains, like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But that's not really important for the goal of this video. Fannie and Freddie is more of the way banks create liquidity by selling mortgage-backed securities. What are FHA loans? This is a mortgage program brought to us by the Federal Housing Administration. And FHA loans have typically, for example, smaller down payments and are not as stringent as conventional loans when it comes to credit scores or things like debt to income ratios. One caveat that you have to keep in mind, and it's key when you consider an FHA loan, is the fact that there's something that we all know as a PMI, so private mortgage insurance. Basically, this is kind of an extra payment that gets rolled right into your mortgage every month. So your monthly payment for that mortgage will be higher once you add your PMI payment. And this is for the banks to kind of protect themselves in case the borrower defaults on the loan, aka fails to continue to pay his or her mortgage. The last option we're going to be discussing today are VA loans. And as the name implies, this is a program that falls under the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. These loans cater to our men and women that serve and protect those of us who only qualify for a conventional FHA loan, all pun intended. VA loans in general are easier to obtain, are more favorable. Hence, this option is only for the few and the proud, aka veterans or military personnel. Now, I can go deeper on some of the structures that fall under a VA loan, but to be honest with you, boys and girls, I have a chart at the end of the video that is going to clear any confusion, and it's going to show you clearly whether this is for you or what is the best option for you. Now that we have an understanding on what our options are when we take that big leap, let's take a look at a simple table that will give you a solid idea on which route is best for you. And as a disclaimer, please keep in mind that there are other factors that may sway you towards a different option. So please always review with your bank or broker to determine what's best for you. Some of the loans within an individual program may flex the rules a bit. To give you just an example, picture a conventional loan that the customer didn't put a 20% down, and now you have a conventional loan with a PMI. All right, so when we look at this chart, you see the type of loans coming across: conventional, FHA, and VA. And to your left, you're going to see a row for the good and a row for the bad. First, let's take that big fat elephant out of the room. And what do I mean by that? Well, VA loans. Ladies and gents, if you are a veteran or military personnel, this is your best option, plain and simple. These loans are catered for you. I almost want to say the FUBU pun there, but I digress. So these loans are catered for you, and they're going to have the best option for you as a borrower. So if you are a veteran or military personnel, boys and girls, look no further. This is your option. And now going forward, for our non-heroes, we're going to stick to the left side of that table. I'm sure you're a hero somewhere, right? We're all heroes. But for our non-military personnel or veterans, we're going to stick to conventional and FHA. So if we go from left to right, on the plus side of things, we see that for conventional, the good thing is that there's no PMI, aka private mortgage insurance, no residence restrictions, meaning you can actually rent the property. It doesn't have to be a homestead. When we go to FHA, then of course low down payment could be a plus for a lot of us. Also easier to qualify for, meaning lower credit and not as strict when it comes to things like debt to income ratios. And VA, remember, big elephant. So for my heroes out there, this is your option. And then if we go to the bad, for conventional, more stringent qualifications, things like debt to income ratio and credit, and of course a bigger down payment, 20%. And I'll jump into FHA. The big downside is PMI. Private mortgage insurance is going to make your mortgage higher. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Another negative thing is that it has to be your primary residence. It has to be your homestead. So If you're not going to live in the property, then you have to consider other options. And looking at this chart, you can very simply kind of point out what can kind of sway you on either direction. So to give you an example, if you have 20% down, right, you have money under the mattress that you can spend at any given time, and it's not part of that, safety pillow that we should all have that should cover at least 6 months of living, right? And you can go ahead and use that money towards a 20% down payment. And also on top of that, you may be looking to make this purchase as an investment or property that you're going to rent out, right? Then conventional is the way to go. That's going to be our best option. And on the other hand of the coin, if, for example, you don't necessarily have a large amount of money that you can put down, and this is pretty much going to be your primary residence, FHA will be the best option for you. And this brings us to the end of our video. And please keep in mind that this is just general information about the options that you have when you're applying to get a mortgage for a home purchase. There's a whole lot more to a mortgage than what you see in this video, but this is just to give you an idea, on which route to go when it comes to applying for a mortgage. So please make sure that you discuss all the financial details with the broker or the bank that you decide to make the deal with, so you can get to the nitty gritty and you can get this purchase and be successful. Also, folks, please remember that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is just us here at Your Money giving you, our viewers, our 2 cents on what is the best option for you as an individual when it comes to applying for a mortgage or home loan. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so we can bring to you, the viewer, more of this content. Thank you. Until next time.